Hello there guys and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be going over the details of how I want a progression system in Battlefront 3 to work. Once again, it's worth noting that there is currently no news on whether or not we're actually going to get a Battlefront 3. I just think it's a lot of fun to speculate, and hopefully some of these ideas can be taken on board for future games. In short, I think the progression system in Battlefront 3 should work very much like it does in Battlefront 2, just with a lot more rewards within the prestige phase. For those who aren't aware of how progression works in Battlefront 2, you would simply level up by playing the game, and then you'd unlock skill points for whatever it was you were leveling up. Let's use Darth Vader for example. Once you reached a certain level, for heroes it was level 37, you'd have enough skill points to unlock and upgrade all of your star cards to an epic rarity. The next three levels, so 38, 39 and 40, you just earn 1000 credits. After that you would then enter the prestige levels, which take you all the way up to level 1000. However, there were no rewards to earn for this, which was a real shame. I personally really like this system and I do hope it returns for a third installment, but when you enter the prestige levels you actually unlock a ton of different rewards, and I'll go over those rewards in more detail later in the video. The progression path I just mentioned here was for specific playable characters, so heroes, vehicles, troop classes, reinforcements and hero ships, and with their prestige levels it would be a very focused reward path in a Battlefront 3, earning items that are more unique to them, as opposed to say earning a Luke skin for getting Phasma to level 300. Instead, you would get a Phasma skin for getting Phasma to level 300, and to earn that Luke skin you would then have to get Luke to level 300. The rewards don't necessarily have to be the same, so if I got Luke to level 300, it doesn't mean that I have to get a Vader skin at 300 as well. It could mean something different, like I get a new emote or victory pose. As for the wider progression with what's known as the career level, this could very well just be earning credits or less focused rewards, for example a rank or emblem for reaching career level 25. Weapons would be unlocked by simply getting a certain number of kills using that class, and to unlock attachments for them you'd need to get a certain number of kills with that weapon, again very much like Battlefront 2. In terms of other challenges or progression, they could have seasonal content like the operations from squadrons. For example, if you complete the required amount of daily challenges, then you'll receive a new emblem to use in Battlefront 3. So that's pretty much everything with regards to the different types of progression we could see. So now I think it's time to talk about what rewards you could unlock via the prestige progression paths. I think a big thing that previous Battlefront games missed out on was player identity, so things like emblems, calling cards and titles. I think it would be really awesome if Battlefront 3 actually receives stuff like this, as there is genuinely a lot of potential for these. For the emblems, you could use all kinds of different insignia that relate to whatever it is you're leveling up. For example, when you level up the Assault Class to, let's say, level 70, so the level in Battlefront 2 that you enter Prestige, you unlock a bronze coloured Assault Class logo. At 250 you would get a silver coloured one, at 500 you get a gold coloured one, at 750 you get a platinum coloured one, and lastly when you reach level 1000, so the max level, you could get an animated special coloured logo of the Assault Class. These emblems can then be shown off for your achievements, like reaching a certain level on a certain class, or they could be used to show off your favourite logo in Star Wars and much more. These emblems could literally be anything: insignia, helmets, faces, weapons, vehicles, planets and so much more, which clearly shows that already there are hundreds if not thousands of potential emblems already that you could use. Now onto the calling cards. Calling cards, for those unaware, are basically an image or piece of artwork that your name and level are displayed on in games like Call of Duty, or in Rocket League it shows your name and chosen title. These appear when you are either killed by someone or someone goes on a kill streak, or in Rocket League when you score a goal, your calling card and emblem are on display. With calling cards in Battlefront 3 I think there's a huge amount of potential for this. Calling cards could be images from concept art for the game or previous games, films and shows. It could also be renders like this or captures like the ones we're used to seeing from DICE when we get updates for Battlefront 2. It doesn't even have to be concept art or photoreal captures, it could literally be a cartoon version of Luke that has a green and dark grey textured background or something like that. It could be absolutely anything they put their mind to, and I really do think players would love to see them. I also had the idea that post-launch EA could run capture contests or art contests where people in the community can take captures or create some art within the required size and send them in. Obviously there will be this whole process behind closed doors that we don't really need to know about, but essentially a few winners could be picked and their captures or artwork could then be put in the game for a future update. Battlefront 2 community calendars often included captures from the community, so I think it would be really awesome to see that actually happen in the game itself. It really would be a great opportunity for EA to connect to the player base and for those players to be rewarded for their passion for the game. Imagine entering a contest like this and a month later your work ends up in a Star Wars game. It would be a pretty incredible feeling. Seeing my name in the credits for Squadrons made me insanely happy and brought a tear to my eyes, so I know seeing your work in the game would be a huge achievement for you. With regards to titles, in Rocket League you have things like Rocketeer. Rocketeer would definitely be a great title to unlock via the progression system for the aerial unit, and you could even have a title that says Jump Master, which would be a really cool reference to Apex Legends, another EA game. And even for the vehicle class called Armor, you could even have something that says Tank Specialist. It would also be really cool if Game Changers had a title that said EA Game Changer, and any developer that plays has a title that says Developer. I feel like titles would be a really awesome thing to have in the game, and these are just a few very quick ideas that came off the top of my head. So if you really look into each individual hero, vehicle and class with even more time, you will no doubt find so many more options to choose from. Already, just from emblems, calling cards and titles, you have thousands of potential rewards to give players for simply playing the game and leveling up their favourite units. But these aren't the only rewards that you can offer. You could also have skins, new leveling up icons and animations, victory poses, emotes, and no doubt some other things that I haven't even thought of. With there being 1000 levels, I wouldn't give a reward for every single level, especially as not all heroes will have the same amount of options. But perhaps every 25 to 50 levels you go up, you can unlock a new cosmetic or piece of customization. Of course, with there being so many potential items, you wouldn't lock absolutely everything behind the progression path. Many cosmetics would be purchasable from the collection menu, and you could lock some behind some challenges like they did for the old Master Maul skin and the Hooded Ray skin. With it being a Star Wars game, I know many people will want to unlock absolutely everything the game has to offer without having to necessarily grind all the heroes, vehicles and other things in the game. And whilst I totally understand that, I do think it's really important to reward players for their hard work and dedication to the game. With emblems, titles and calling cards, I do think that this mentality would be less of a problem, whilst also rewarding the most dedicated players. The feeling of being rewarded for leveling up in Battlefront 2 really was missing, so it would be really nice to see some kind of system in place for a Battlefront 3 if we ever get one. To summarise, if we get a Battlefront 3, I really want to see a progression system similar to Battlefront 2, but this time rewarding players with all kinds of customization, be it player identity, skins, emotes and more. I really do think Battlefront 3 has a huge amount of potential, and whilst it won't be in the works right now, I can't imagine they'll just skip over it, as it would quite literally be a goldmine, both in terms of content and revenue potential. Anyway guys, that is it from me today. I do hope you enjoyed the video. I'm really interested to hear what your thoughts are on this in the comments, so do comment your thoughts below. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.